Hello everyone. So I crunched some numbers here for the Roadrunner Pro, and I just want to see how much I'm enjoying this scooter. I think it's called a scooter. It doesn't have pedals. It's very lightweight, and you can take the battery out, which makes it even lighter. I opened the battery up to see what's in there, and I just wanted to see what it looked like. And I wanted to see the wires, the charge wires. I wanted to know what those can handle. I'm a little bit frustrated that I can't easily upgrade those wires. They're 18 gauge, rated at 18 AWG, that's 18 gauge wire, rated at 80 degrees Celsius, which looks like I should be able to charge at least at 18 amps, right? That's 167 Fahrenheit. I don't like getting my wires that hot. I'm not real happy about that. I prefer to have ambient temperature wires, and that can happen if we run a thicker wire like these wires. Why are we going with these thin wires? I'm not going to stop talking about this because this frustrates me. Now, if this battery, because it's all sealed up like this, I would have to cut this all open, pull the battery out, cut it all open, and solder new wires everywhere. And I don't even know if the BMS can handle that charge rate. I've charged for about 10 minutes at 20 amps because it looks like, now I'm making some assumptions here, but this is the best LG cells you can get, if it is, including the highest charge rate cells based on the Google search. I'm sure there's more powerful than this, but this is just a brief research experience. And so if they can handle 3.4 amps per cell, and based on the cells that I calculated here, this is making some assumptions here, but this is my research and study conclusions so far. I should be able to charge at 20.4 amps, so 20 amps. So it looks like I can go about 18 amps maximum based on these assumptions. And the battery did stay cool. The cells stayed cool, which is a good sign. But the wires got hot here. This plug was getting hot on the inside. I think it was the wires. The plug on the outside that I made, now that plug had no trouble at all, but I'm using 12 gauge wire, okay? I'm using 12 gauge wire. I'm using really good wire. That's my electric vehicle charging station plug right there. You buy these, they say it's the world's smallest charge adapter to let you plug into a 240 volt J1772 level 2 electric vehicle charging station. Here's the plug I made, and I always use the 12 gauge wire, of course. Why not? Never gets hot at all, never gets even warm. There's the plug that goes into the Roger charger right there. I have the older model Roger charger. Roger just came out with a 4 kilowatt charger. You can charge multiple scooters at the same time with that. As long as the voltage is the same, make sure you check on that. Make sure you don't plug in more than one charger unless that voltage is exactly identical to the other batteries. If you're going to plug one charger into multiple scooters or multiple unicycles, the voltage has to always match exactly when you plug those other ones in. They all have to match. And you can ask questions on Telegram. Just look up Roger Charger and you'll see links to how to connect with Roger, and he'll answer questions. And I'll tell you one thing right now, the entire internet just gives people the hardest time for fast charging their batteries. It's just pounding on people, right? Just like trying to tell them, no, you can't do that. I'll tell you something, the biggest group of fast charging people I've seen so far with lithium batteries is the electric unicycle group. The people that ride electric unicycles, and you can just go on, and Telegram's a great place to go. But remember, that group is about helping each other. It's not about giving people a hard time. If you go in there and you start bullying people and telling people they can't do what they're doing, they're just going to kick you out of the group. That group is almost 1,000 people strong right now, and everyone's there to help each other. And there's a lot of good information there. I don't hear not one problem with the battery, not one. So yeah, we're still running lithium. I don't know why. We should have switched to graphene many years ago. But I think it's time now. It's time to do it. I mean, Elon said, I think a year or more than a year ago, that we're going to be switching to graphene. And I just watched a video on that. And it's been over a year now. As we're going, I think it was 2022 he said that, and we're going into 2024 now. So it's time for graphene. Get ready for it. Roger's ready. He's got the 4 kilowatt charger that's out now. You can order that through him directly, and you can connect with him through the Telegram app. And if you have questions about fast charging or what's going on with all that, ask people. But don't tell people they can't do what they're doing, because no one's going to listen to that. You know, people can bully people like on a one-on-one basis, like when someone has a channel or someone's commenting, they're getting attacked. But when you have 1,000 people in a Telegram group and they're all charging their electric unicycles because they need to, they can't wait. When they're on big group rides, they can't wait many hours to charge their battery. That's just not something that they're going to do. They're going to charge that battery while they're having a sandwich, and it's going to be fully charged or close enough when they're done with their sandwich, right? That's not going to be a long charge. So they're all going to the limit, and there's different ways that they modify the electric unicycles to accept that charge. Now, they're not exceeding the capacity or the battery's ability to be charged fast, right? For example, this Dualtron Storm Limited right here underneath everything, when I calculated if this has the best LG cells in it, which the ones I found look like they can handle a 3.4 amp charge each, based on the size of that battery and how many cells it has in series and parallel, it can accept a 30.6 amp charge rate. 30 amps. Now, I know people are plugging in, I think, 2 10 amp chargers, which gets them that gets them the 20 amps, right? I think they were using 2 10 amp chargers. Some people were doing that and not having any trouble. The battery stayed room temperature, nothing was happening. So it makes sense that it could be charged at 30 amps. I wouldn't want to guess on that one, but I calculated it first. So I'll say my research and study indicate, I'll say it that way, that I should be able to charge 30 amps. Now I got it to 25 amps, and my older model Roger charger, which is what I have, can go up to 25 amps at 95 volts, right? And everything stayed ambient temperature. The battery did not get warm. The wires never even got warm. I'm running 12 gauge wires. Okay, so yeah, right here, these are 12 gauge wires. These I made this for the Roadrunner Pro, but it's the same wire. I use the same wire on it. Why not? That's just what I have. I bought thick and good wire, big rolls of it. So this battery, again, based on making some assumptions, but based on my research and study, indicate that I should be, if it has the best cells, it has LG cells, right? If it has the best LG cells in it as well, and these big capacity LG cells, if it has these in it, then it should be able to handle a 20.4 amp charge. Now, of course, if the battery started warming up or heating up, I would stop the charge right away, but it didn't. The battery stayed at ambient temperature. I think I charged it for 10 minutes at 20 amps, and the battery stayed room temperature, and it was putting a lot of watts in there, a lot of power in it. The only thing that was warming up was that plug. And I thought, you know, I know they have thin wire in here. I know it. I mean, I didn't know for sure, but there was certainly an indication that there could be that or a bad connection here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and run the battery down. And then when I'm charging it at 20 amps next time, I want to see what's getting hot. Is it this part? Is it the entire wire? Because if it's just the plug, I may have to change that plug. And I'll do that. Because if the whole wire is staying, you know, if it's the wire is staying cool, ambient temperature, but that plug is getting hot, then I'll change the plug. That means there's something wrong with the plug. So I'll keep an eye on that. But like I was saying, Roger Charger and Roger EUC is his YouTube channel. Those gentlemen in that group all together, I mean, fast charging is just something they do. And everyone's, from what I can see, it looks like most people, or almost everyone, when they go on group rides, they're charging as fast as they can without making that breaker switched off. You know, they're going to the maximum power, and often charging from electric vehicle charging stations, which put out a lot more power as well, right? So hopefully we'll be transitioning to graphene. Let's support that transition. It's a good transition, and the sooner that we embrace it and ask for it, and the sooner that it's manufactured on a large scale, which needs to be done right away, is the sooner that the pricing can come down. And even if it didn't come down in price, even at the present pricing right now, it's still worth it because the battery is going to last many times longer than lithium. No fire hazard with graphene. I know I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep on saying it. No fire hazard, right? Easy to make the batteries. Now, I know people on the internet, oh, it's hard to make, we can't do it, it's not ready. That's said about everything. Everything is said for that. We specialize, okay? Humanity specializes in overcoming impossibilities. Impossibility has never stopped us before. Why would it suddenly stop us now? Let's start using graphene batteries. We're ready for it. Let's have fast charging. Let's have long-lasting batteries that are safer to use, last longer, abundantly available materials. It's just a plus. It's a positive in every single way, in every way that matters most. Okay, everyone. Signing off for now. We'll see you soon in the next video.